Normally right here, I would have something clever or something funny for the cold intro, but today's humor is in the irony that I don't have anything clever or funny to say for the cold intro. So this cold intro is about me talking about the cold intro, Meta AF. Roll it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Channel's name is The Third Ernest. I'm Ernest Adiano the Third. Y'all guys are the Third family. If you're new here, if you're new to this channel and this is your first video and you like what you see at the end of the video, consider becoming part of the family and clicking the subscribe button along with the notification bell down here in the bottom right hand corner somewhere. If this is not your first video and you like what you see at the end of the video, click the button, fam. You obviously liked the first video enough to come to the second video, and if this is the second video and you like what you see, we're starting to build a pattern here. Figure it out over there on the other end of the camera. But as you can see, I told y'all guys that we were gonna do two 21 Pilot videos in a row. This was probably the second most requested video, and the video, as you can see, is Ode to Sleep. There's not really too much that I can say about 21 Pilots so far. These boys have not let me down. It's definitely a different type of sound, and that's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. Someone who can take their own sound, make it original, and make it hot. Because you can have an original sound and try to be like all indie, like, oh, we're against the mainstream music. Our music is supposed to sound like trash. Well, good job, you accomplished it. It sounds like trash. But these dudes here, they have their own sound, and it's fire. So let's go ahead and just jump off into this, fam. 21 Pilots, Ode to Sleep. Looks like it's about a 6.5 minute video. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Am I breaking down the music? Am I breaking down the video? I don't know what I'm getting into here. But let's go ahead and jump off into it, fam, and see what we got. I'm gonna put this shit on backwards. Let's get it. Actually, before we get it, we're gonna take this hoodie off because it's mad hot up in here. Now let's get it.
Ode to Sleep intro, take 2.
That's Tyler and that's Josh back in June of 2011, about to play the first show outside of their home state. There really wasn't a good reason to capture footage that night other than an unspoken feeling between the two, a feeling that it would work, a feeling that playing in front of 12 people would be the perfect way to start the music video for their song Ode to Sleep.
Bro, if that's true, that's fire. They just said, this is our first show ever, fam. Them too. We got 12 tickets sold. We should probably record this moment because when we blow up, we can use this as the music video for this song. What? Who thinks of that? Like, that's literally the definition of speaking that shit into existence. That's so fire. Look at this old school footage though, it's fire. Twelve people. Ooh. Is that a gorilla suit? These dudes, man. The drums just like get me every time when he comes in on the drums. And then homie Tyler, I think that's his name. I should know his name by now. Taylor. Make sure I'm right in the comments. But his little dance moves like he's fucking going through electrocution or something. Fire.
Fine and dandy, but then by the time I find it handy to rip my heart apart and start planning my crash landing, I'm going up to the ceiling. Then I feel my soul start leaving like an old man's hair receding. I'm bleeding, so please.
I feel my soul start leaving like an old man's hair receding because the hairline's leaving. And then the production on the up. Ooh, son. If I would have wrote this song, I also would have been like, bro, we should shoot a video because it's about to blow.
I feel my soul start leaving like an old man's hair receding. I'm bleeding, so please on my knees repeatedly asking why it's got to be like this. Is this living free? I don't want to be the one who lets the sun's blood on my hands out to the moon. Take this life and force in darkness. Some see a pen, I see a harpoon.
Ooh. This whole verse 1 is dope, like literally about like you start your day thinking the shit is gonna go all smooth and good, and then as the day progresses, your emotional state gets worse and worse. And he says, I don't want to be the one to have the sun's blood on my hands. Bro, that's such a fire line. literally have the sun's blood on my hands, like the sun, like the star in the sky that provides us heat. I don't want to feel like I wasted the day, like I killed the day. But also because he's a Christian and he's big on religion, like literally the sun, like the son of Christ, I don't want to have the sun's blood on my hands like he died for us and I'm wasting my life away. And then he says, I tell the moon, take this weapon forged in darkness. Y'all see a pen, I see a harpoon. Woo, bro, forged in darkness because he wasted the day away, but also forged in darkness like the darkest times of his life is what he writes about with his pen. So this pen is no longer just a pen, it's a harpoon, it's a weapon to kill the mental anxiety. Bro.
I'll stay awake, 'cause the dark's not taking prisoners tonight.
Ugh. Hold up. He said, I'll stay awake because the dark's not taking prisoners tonight. And this is why it's the ode to sleep. I get it. It's fire.
A few years of touring the United States in a van had finally started to pay off. On this night in January of 2013, 21 Pilots prepared to showcase their new album in front of 300 hometown fans who packed inside a dark, sweaty basement.
Bro, so fire, this song. Like the tempo switch up. This is like the third song in a row where I've heard a tempo switch and it's basically a whole different sound on the song. And then those lyrics. Why am I not scared in the morning? I must have kicked out those voices because they used to be calling to me, but I'm fine right now. And the song started out, he started out fine. There's that vicious cycle, fam.
I swear I heard demons yelling, those crazy words they were spelling. They told me I was gone. They told me I was gone. But I'll tell them, honey, won't you let me go? Do I threaten all your plans? I'm insignificant. Please tell them you have no plans.
Bro. I don't even know what like the genre of music is. I don't even know what like the category is. Is it rap? Is it pop? Is it alternative? Is it rock? Is it hard rock? But this video is dope. We went from like the 12 people, they put in that work for the next 2-3 years. Now we're down here at the basement with like 300, 400 people. We see that progression. We see that hard work paying off. And what makes the song fire is like the lyrics are so deep for like the type of sound that we're hearing right now. But we're talking about internal demons, like why won't you let me go? I'm insignificant. Like why don't you just leave me alone? It's always the juxtaposition that makes these songs tight AF.
That's Tyler and that's Josh. This time, September of 2014, where there were more cameras, more people, but still the same feeling. A feeling that playing in front of 12,000 fans over the course of 2 nights would be the perfect way to end that music video idea that was started 3 years ago.
Bro. Bro, that is so dope. Like through the course of 3 minutes, that's how far along we are in the video. Through the course of 3 minutes, we saw them go from 12 people to 6,000 people a night. 12 to 12,000. And they knew that that was gonna happen, hence the recording at the 12 people. Who's recording a gig where only 12 people are showing up? No one. And then the production value of the video gets better and better, the way that they can afford their budget to get higher and higher. Now we got like booming cameras that are like sweeping over the crowd. We got top-down shots, which are extremely expensive. We got full HD finally. We're finally taking up the whole frame. The lighting, the drum setup, everything about it. That's dope.
Forgotten and fake as the trees they wait and clouds they dissipate. The start of a day when we put on our face.
Hold up. I didn't know we were gonna spit like that. Rewind that shit. Bro, fire.
On the eve of a day that's forgotten and fake as the trees they wait and clouds they dissipate. The start of a day when we put on our face a massive betrays that we don't need grace. On the eve of a day that is bigger than us, but we open our eyes cause we're told that we must. The trees and the rubs and the guns trying to bleed. Desperately yelling is something we need. I'm not free. I ask forgiveness 3 times, same amount that I did. Now that 3-time MVP, this time I'm afraid to tell you who I adore. Won't tell you who I'm singing towards metaphoric. I'm a whore and that's a number 5.
This whole video is fire, first off. Second off, that whole third verse, you could hear the people in the background of the live recording spitting every word of the verse back. That's how you know that they got serious fans now. That was not the easiest verse ever to memorize. He can do it because he's the one that wrote it, practiced it 1,000 times, but you had to hear the song 1,000 times in order for you to get it down. So they went from 12 people to 12,000 people able to spit this rap because they memorized it front to back. It sounds like most of this verse right here has a lot of biblical undertones to it. And it sounds like Mother Earth trying to tell us, like, yo, stop ignoring this shit. Stop thinking you don't need it because it's something that we need. And he said the 3-time MVP. I'm assuming we're talking about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost since we were talking about the Son earlier. I just know that that verse right there is really complex and really in-depth with like religious undertones. So I know that there's really no way I'm going to be able to catch all that meaning within the first listen to a live recording. So for the people that have heard it 1,000 times and dissected and know exactly what every word of this song means, leave it in the comments down below. I'm really interested in what the second verse means because all I can hear is that we're talking about religion, but I can also hear the burden about talking about religion. Because in order to make it in the music industry that's not the Christian music industry, it's normally frowned upon. It's seen as a faux pas to bring up any kind of religious topics within your music. So I can definitely hear that burden and that struggle and that tugging from wanting to be successful but wanting to stay true to self. But let me know in the comments what's going on in verse number 2 because there's a lot of metaphors and there's a lot of symbolism that I'm sure is just going right over my head because I don't know enough about these dudes. But let's keep it moving. That's so dope. That drum solo. There's that Komodo one more again from the very first video I did, Lane Boy. It's a repeating theme that we got here. Hey! Bro, the whole vibe again. I'm talking about vibes non-stop during 21 Pilots videos because these live vibes are just that, vibes. Like I'm into this music video right now like if I'm there. His voice first off, it sounds just like it does live as it does in studio version at the beginning of the song. So I can definitely respect that because a lot of people don't sound the same when they sing live or they don't have the vocal range or they don't trust their vocals enough to be able to hit the same key that they have in studio. So they drop the key down. So that way it's easier to sing live. Like if you want a good example of that, listen to Joji's live performance of Dancing in the Dark at Lollapalooza this past year. It's definitely taken down a key so that way it's easier to sing. And I don't get that here right now. I'm getting what's on the album, exactly what I'm getting live. But the whole energy that they have, the way that they bring their crowd into it, the light shows, the crowd's all into it, the drummers freaking drumming, people are holding them up over the crowd, all that is fire. These boys are like slowly making their way up my musical chain right now, and I'm here for it. Clean. Yo, that music video is fire. It ends with the same way that it started, the same song, but in completely different venues. Shh. I haven't even been listening to these dudes for so long, and I have the nostalgic feeling just from the music video. Good job, Real Bear Media. I feel like I watched them grow up, even though I've only been a fan for 2 weeks maybe. Song is so dope, and what makes the music fire is the musicality behind the two. They're both extremely talented musicians. And the lyricism, the lyrics are very well thought out. They have a lot of meaning behind them. So much meaning that people can see whatever they want in the song. There's obvious religious undertones. That's another thing that makes them dope. They're not scared to shy away from that, just like NF isn't. From what I've seen and what I've heard about these dudes, they didn't start out in that Christian genre realm. They're just not scared to put those thematic elements into their songs, and that's what makes them true to self. And then the I'm sorry at the very end, tying in all the guilt from earlier in the song. Like I set my soul on fire, what have I become? If we're talking about the Christian theme, I wasn't living righteous, I wasn't living in your name, and I did let the sun, I let the day go to waste. And I'm sorry for that, because your son died on the cross so that way my life could be better and I could live sin free. So I'm sorry for wasting that sacrifice that you made. It's such a deep ass song, but with like this upbeat, dope, like new age Bohemian Rhapsody type vibe, with all the different genres and all the different sound and tempo changes. I have yet to be let down by 21 Pilots, and I'm not starting here. But yo, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate all of your time. If you like what you saw, like I said at the beginning, please consider liking the video, leaving a comment. That type of thing helps the algorithm, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel. If this isn't your first video, if you made it all the way through another video, just subscribe. God. And if you've been subscribed, you already know what the deal is. I appreciate all y'all guys. Man, I'm still in awe of that video. That video was dope. Just the whole concept and the foresight to be able to see the video happen the way it happened. From the very first moment, they had 12 people watching them. That's so dope. But the video is also 6.5 minutes long, so I appreciate it if you made it this far in the video, because I'm sure this video is like 18 minutes minimum. But yo, we got more videos to make. We got more 21 Pilots to get to. We got more NF. We got more rap. We got rock. We got country. We got pop. We got Reddit. We got whatever we want to make videos to, fam. That's what we're here to do. There is no genre on this channel. But once again, like I say, I appreciate your time. Like I say at the end of all of my videos, go out there in the world, love and care for one another, love and care for each other. And I'll catch y'all guys in the next video. Peace.